You break out of your egg somewhere in the swamps of East Africa. Your sibling cracks through its shell a few moments later, and both of you lie wet and weak in the nest your mother built from reeds and mud. She's standing at the edge watching, but she doesn't help either of you stand. Your legs don't work yet, so you stay flat on your stomach with your oversized beak resting against the woven platform. A few hours pass and your mother leaves to hunt. When she returns, she leans over the nest and opens her beak, then drops a half-digested lungfish onto the floor between you and your sibling. You're hungry, so you lunge forward first and bite into the soft flesh, tearing a piece free and swallowing it whole. Your sibling tries to move closer, but you shove forward again with your body blocking the way, so it pulls back and waits. The next day, your mother brings another fish. You eat first again, and your sibling only gets the scraps you leave behind. This continues for days. You grow stronger while your sibling grows weaker. Its movements slow down, and soon it stops lifting its head when your mother arrives with food. One morning, you wake up and your sibling isn't moving at all. Your mother notices. She steps closer and nudges the body with her beak, then grips it carefully and lifts it over the edge of the nest. It drops into the water below and disappears beneath the surface. She turns back and stands over you, waiting to see if you'll survive what comes next. You're alone now, and every meal she brings will be yours. But first, you'll need to learn how to stand. You're 2 weeks old now. Your legs are stronger, so you push yourself up and stand for the first time with your feet gripping the woven reeds beneath you. The nest sways slightly with your weight, but you hold your balance and take a few careful steps toward the edge. Your mother watches from across the platform, then spreads her wings and lifts off to hunt, leaving you alone. You practice walking back and forth across the nest, testing how far you can move without losing your footing. Then something below catches your attention. A monitor lizard is climbing up through the reeds with its claws hooking into the stems, pulling itself closer to the nest. It's coming for you. You can't fly yet and you're too small to fight it, so you do the only thing your instincts tell you to do. You open your beak and clatter it loudly, making a sharp rattling sound that echoes across the swamp. The lizard pauses and tilts its head, watching you. You spread your small wings as wide as they'll go, trying to look bigger than you actually are. Then you lunge forward and snap your beak near its face, stopping just short of reaching it. The lizard freezes for a moment, then slowly backs down through the reeds and disappears into the vegetation below. You stay at the edge of the nest with your beak still open, waiting to see if it comes back, but it doesn't. A few minutes later, your mother returns and lands beside you with a fish in her beak, dropping it onto the nest floor. She doesn't know what just happened, but you defended yourself without her. The nest has kept you safe so far, but soon you'll need to learn what your beak is actually for. Skip forward a bit, and you're 6 weeks old now. Your mother returns to the nest and drops something in front of you, but this time it's not already dead. A lungfish lands on the platform with its body twisting and gasping, trying to get back to the water below. You need to kill it yourself, so you step closer and watch it flop from side to side. You're not sure what to do yet, so you just stand there staring at it while your mother watches from the edge of the nest. The fish keeps moving, so you decide to try something. You step forward and strike down with your beak, but you miss completely, and the fish slides away from you. You move closer again, and this time you manage to grab it, but it's slippery and strong, so it pulls free from your grip before you can hold on. You try a third time, stepping on its body with one foot to pin it down. Then you drive your beak straight through its side. The sharp edges pierce through the scales and into the flesh, making the fish stop moving. That's when you lift it up and swallow it whole, feeling it slide down your throat. Your mother stays on the nest watching you finish. Then the next day, she brings another fish and drops it in front of you the same way. This time you know what to do, so you pin it down quickly and kill it with your first strike. You're getting better at this now, learning how to use your beak the way it's meant to be used. But you're still small and you're still in the nest and you haven't seen what else lives in these waters yet. Eventually, something bigger will show up. And when it does, you'll need to know how to defend yourself. You're 3 months old now. Your wings are large enough to fly, so you spread them wide and flap hard, lifting yourself off the nest for the first time. You're clumsy and unstable in the air, tilting from side to side as you try to keep your balance. Then you glide down and land in the shallow water near the reeds with your feet splashing through the surface. You need to find food on your own now, so you start wading slowly through the swamp with your eyes scanning the water below. That's when you spot movement. A catfish is swimming just beneath the surface, so you freeze in place and wait for it to come closer. Then you strike down fast with your beak and catch it, lifting it out of the water. But before you can swallow it, the water next to you explodes. A young crocodile lunges from the side with its jaws snapping toward you. So you jump back and spread your wings wide, dropping the fish in the process. Skip forward and you're 8 months old now. You're hunting alone in the shallow marsh, wading slowly through the water with your eyes locked on a large lungfish swimming just below the surface. You need to eat, so you move closer without making any splashes. Then you strike down fast and grab it with your beak. You lift it out of the water and start to swallow it. But then something moves in the reeds behind you. An African rock python slides into the water with its thick body creating ripples as it moves. It's massive, longer than you are tall, and it's coming straight toward you. You drop the fish immediately and start backing away. But the python keeps moving forward, following the vibrations you made in the water. It doesn't want the fish. It wants you. You need to make yourself look threatening. So you spread your wings as wide as they'll go and open your beak, clattering it loudly to scare the python away. But it doesn't stop. It keeps sliding closer with its head raised slightly above the water. So you make your decision. You lift off suddenly and fly low across the swamp, landing on a fallen log that's raised above the water. The python reaches the spot where you were standing and pauses for a moment. Then it turns and moves toward the lungfish you dropped instead. It coils its body around the fish and begins to squeeze it, then slowly starts swallowing it whole. You stay on the log watching it eat your meal. You're big enough to hunt now, and you're big enough to intimidate smaller threats, but you're not big enough to defend every kill you make. Some fights aren't worth taking, and knowing when to leave is just as important as knowing when to stay. You're 2 years old now. You've claimed a section of the swamp as your territory, hunting the same stretch of water every day and defending it from other shoebills that try to move in. Then one afternoon, another shoebill appears. It's a female wading through the shallow water near the edge of your hunting grounds. You need to show her that this is your territory. So you move toward her slowly with your head lowered. She doesn't leave. Instead, she stops and watches you come closer. You spread your wings wide and bow your head down low. Then you lift it back up and clatter your beak in a steady rhythm. She watches for a moment. Then she bows her head the same way you did and clatters her beak back at you. This is how shoebills communicate. So you bow again and she mirrors your movement. Both of you repeating the display over and over in sync. After a few minutes, she steps closer and starts walking beside you through the water. She's accepted you, and over the next few weeks, you both begin building a nest together. You gather reeds and sticks while she weaves them into a platform, layering mud and vegetation until it's strong enough to hold weight. Then she lays 2 eggs in the center and sits on them to keep them protected. You bring her food while she stays on the nest, dropping fish beside her so she doesn't have to leave. The eggs will hatch soon, and when they do, only one will survive. You've already lived through this once before, and now you're watching it happen again from the other side. The stronger chick will take everything, and the weaker one will be left with nothing. That's just how it works. Skip forward a bit, and you're 2.5 years old now. Both eggs have hatched, and 2 chicks are lying in the nest with their eyes barely open. The larger one pushes forward every time you or your mate bring food, eating first while the smaller one waits for scraps. You've been hunting constantly, bringing back lungfish and catfish to keep them fed. But today, something else arrives. You're flying back to the nest with a fish in your beak when you spot a marabou stork standing near the edge of the platform. It's trying to steal one of the chicks, so you drop the fish and dive straight at it with your wings spread wide. You slam into the stork mitter with your full body weight, and both of you crash into the water below. You come up first, opening your beak and clattering it aggressively to make the stork leave, but it doesn't back down. It swings its head toward you and tries to stab with its long beak, so you lunge forward and bite at its neck, beating your wings to push it back. The stork pulls away and lifts into the air, flying off across the swamp. You watch it disappear. Then you climb back onto the nest and check both chicks. They're still there, huddled together on the platform. Your mate returns a few minutes later with more food, and you both stand guard while the chicks eat. A few days pass, and the smaller chick stops moving. It's weaker and couldn't keep up, so it dies the same way you once watched your sibling die. Your mate picks it up and drops it over the edge of the nest into the water below. Now only one remains, and it's growing stronger every day. You're 5 years old now. The swamp has been drying for weeks, and the water keeps getting lower with each passing day. There are fewer fish to catch, and the ones that remain are crowded into small pools that shrink every time you come back to hunt. You need to eat, so you're forced to wade into areas you normally avoid, places where the mud is thick and the water barely covers the ground. One afternoon, you step into a shallow channel that's almost completely dry. Your feet sink deeper with each step, and the mud pulls at your legs, making it harder to move. Then you spot a lungfish buried in the mud ahead of you, struggling to breathe. You need it, so you reach down with your beak to grab it. But as you lean forward, your legs sink even deeper into the thick mud. You try to pull free, but the mud holds you in place, gripping your legs up to your body. You spread your wings and flap hard, trying to lift yourself out, but you're stuck at the wrong angle, and your wings can't generate enough lift from this position. So you keep struggling, pulling, and twisting your legs, trying to break free from the mud, but it doesn't let go. You fight for hours, exhausting yourself as the sun moves across the sky. Your movements slow down, and eventually you stop pulling. Your legs stay trapped, and you can't reach the water anymore. By the next morning, you're still standing in the same spot with your body leaning forward and your legs buried in the cracked mud. You don't move again. The swamp stays quiet around you, and that's where it ends. Life as a shoebill might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.